Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again on this Hump Day Wednesday. Inauguration day, brand new president, brand new. Hopefully things will get better. We'll see. But anyway, yeah, things been crazy here in the DMV in the last, this whole month actually. So you guys are aware of that. I'm pretty sure you guys watch TV. Those of you that live out of state. But yeah, some breaking news, guys. We got a new defensive line coach. His name is Aden Durde. Aden Durde. He's a British coach from, he came from, well, he was on the Falcons staff. So before you guys, I know you guys are like, oh my God, we're hiring all these Falcon guys, these Falcon coaches. I know what y'all gonna say. These Falcon coaches, their defense wasn't that great last year, blah, blah, blah. We'll see what happens. I really hope that this is not a hire by Dan Quinn because it's one of his homeboys. Hopefully he is hiring these guys because they would be good for what he's trying to do here with the Dallas Cowboys. I guess if you look at it now, we now have 3 former Falcon defensive coaches on the staff right now, including their head coach, Dan Quinn. But again, I told you guys before, he's a much better defensive coordinator than he is a head coach. A lot of times with coaches, they're good at just one thing. They're not good at coaching the whole team. I think that's the type of coach Kellen Moore is too. I think he always needs to stay a offensive coordinator. I know at some point he does want to be a head coach, but you don't understand how much duties you have as a head coach because you have so much more to worry about. You're not just worrying about the offense or just the defense or just the special teams. You're worried about all 3 phases of football, and then you have to worry about your bosses, which are the GM and the owner. Then you have to worry about player acquisition, so you have to deal with well, some teams have those, some teams don't. Like how we have Will McClay. So if it's a Will McClay type of guy, then you have to coordinate with him, and then you have to interact with the scouts and stuff like that. So especially this time of year, teams that are out of it, they're looking at college prospects and things of that nature. So that's a whole nother ball game, and it's even harder now with COVID because you can't just go and visit these people a lot because the way COVID is, all the restrictions and stuff going on, especially at the college level. But back to our hire, Aden Durde. He worked with the defensive line and linebackers for the Falcons. He's the first and only British coach in the NFL currently. That's a fun fact about him. And he also was a coaching intern for the Cowboys back in 2014. So there is some, they're kind of familiar with him. Because of the fact they had him back when he was interning in 14. I don't know much about him as a coach or what he's done outside of him being, on the Falcons staff. We know that their defense wasn't great, but their defense is also different than ours as well. So different type of players. So, it's a different situation. And Dan Quinn wasn't the coordinator. He was the head coach. So hopefully that, with us having Joe Witt as the defensive passing game coordinator now, and now with Aden Durde being the defensive line coach, and Dan Quinn being here, 3 former Falcon guys, I hope that, coming here, it's not just him hiring, like I said, friends. I hope it's him hiring these guys because they can fit the bill and they can do the job. He's familiar with these guys, so he kind of understands, what they do, what their style is, and it fits what he's trying to bring with this Dallas Cowboys defense. Because again, you don't want to have people on your staff that you're not familiar with, that you can't work with, because it creates an environment that's not healthy, and you don't want that. That's what you don't want. You don't want to create a messed up coaching environment. That's for any team, because you're not going to be able to coach these guys right. So if this guy is thinking one way and then this guy's thinking another way, and they can't come together and come to one common ground as to how they want to go forward with coaching these players, it's not going to work out. So I get it. I get why a lot of coaches hire people that they've worked with before, because they know, they're familiar with them. I get it. Like I said, I just hope that this is a situation where it's going to be beneficial to the Cowboys. But I know some people are probably going to necessarily not like all the Falcon hires because of what the Falcons have. Because, you know, the way the fan base thinks, it's pretty much of, we only know what we see, right? Everybody's not cerebral like me to look things through. If most fans just look at things from the outside and just state their opinion based off that, like, okay, well, I see this team wasn't good last year, but if you take these same guys and put them over here, to me, that makes it seem like it's going to be the same result, which is not always true. You know what I mean? Because, again, we're a different team. We got different players over here. It's a different situation. And just like with Dan Quinn doing the 4-3 scheme, it's still different than what Marinelli did. He put his own twist to it. Everybody that does similar schemes in other coordinators doesn't always mean it's going to be the same. Just because Kellen Moore came from under Garrett's coaching tree doesn't mean that he's the same type of offensive coordinator that Garrett was when, you know, as an offensive coordinator. I feel like you learn something from somebody and you kind of learn your own way to do it. You put in your own niche. You know what I mean? And, you know, I know some of you guys in my last video sounded out, y'all really don't want Kellen Moore here, I see. Wow. y'all like that motherfucker go. I was like, damn, I didn't expect a lot of you guys to say that, but you know, it is what it is. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I love everybody's opinion because I love to see how everybody thinks and things of that nature. So then when I come and try to talk about, you know, to state my case, I can bring it together all together in a way that makes sense, that maybe everybody can kind of agree to. Now, I'm a little bit more optimistic than most. I don't, you know, I try to keep the negativity out of it too much because it's not good for your soul. I love to have positive thoughts. So even when things are bad, I like to find that silver lining in there and try to find a glimmer of hope throughout the madness. But that's pretty much it. We'll see what happens with that. Now, we'll talk more about the coaching staff. What I want to do is I want to do a video later, maybe a live stream, where I could talk about each coach that we have and see what their impact can be going forward for this team and what they bring to the table individually. I'll do that once the smoke settles. Now, you know, we're at the part of the playoffs where it's a championship round, so whoever wins is going to the Super Bowl, and my prediction for that would be KC and the Buccaneers. I want to see that. I want to see a Kansas City Buccaneers Super Bowl. I think that'd be dope. But and I think that actually might happen. So we'll see if my prediction is true on that situation. So from that, that's where we are. Let me know what you guys think about Aden Durde. I know a lot of you guys don't know much about him, as I don't either. But I'm gonna do some more research on him and see, you know, what his credentials are. Like I said, he hasn't been a coach too long. He's a young coach, kind of like Kellen Moore. But again, when you have somebody that's a little less experienced, it's fine on the defensive line, because if he's already been on a defensive line and been a defensive line coach before, it's just a lateral move for him. So it's not like he's doing anything different. He's just dealing with different players. So hopefully these players that we have on this team could take heed to what Dan Quinn is doing. I think they'll actually love Dan Quinn, so I don't really have too much trouble there. I think they're pretty much glad that Nolan's gone anyway. So because, you know, with Mike McCarthy, that was his hire. But I think this defensive staff will be a little better. We don't know if Al Harris is still going to be here, but if he does, that should help. You know, him and Joe Witt can be out there as far as the defensive, the secondary guys, and get them together. Durden does his thing with the defensive line, and then Dan Quinn provides the scheme and oversees everything on defense. So we'll see how it works, guys. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. But with that being said, y'all, it's your boy E2 Blue, always keeping it real. Peace out.